Hello, hello, hello. Back with another check-in for Lana of Gthl. This being an adventure of John Carter variously trying to return his granddaughter to Helium. Um, she had fallen into the grasp of Gthl. She had gotten into the city, managed to get going, a fight thing going. They do escape yet again. Um, they're going along. Unfortunately, they get captured yet again, this time by the Invisible Men of Mars, a race of invisible Martians, um, who, it turns out, they take a pill each night or each morning, and it turns them invisible. So unless they're under certain lights, um, they're just invisible. And there's another city of invisible people, and they have invisible wars, which they end up hurting each other more than they do their um, with their enemies. It's just kind of hilarious, but yeah, they're as invisible to each other as they are to anybody else. So it makes for some awkward stuff. Apparently, they can sort of see each other, not see each other, but sense each other. So they've got that. Um, as is with the usual case with a John Carter of Mars thing, there's one invisible guy who sort of kind of gets to know them and like them. There's another red Martian who's been held captive for kind of like aid. And there is a Martian, there's an Invitar woman, prince kind of lady who's hot for John Carter, and it's like, oh, I want to be with you, and it's like sort of his masculine wiles, and he actually does kind of give in and kisses her because he's really trying to thing. And for a second there, when he says he wants to get Lilana, she's like, oh, you love her, but it's like, no, she's my granddaughter. I look like I'm only 40, but I'm actually a grandfather. I don't age at all. I haven't forever and ever. And Martians find that easily to comprehend because they live to 1,000, looking pretty much, just like mature people, until they're very close to the end when they start looking decrepit. Um, so she helps them. She smuggles a couple of these invisible pills, so that when he gets taken to do a big fight in front of the Jetic, um, he makes it last for a good long time, basically turning the guy into living hamburger. And then as the guy runs off, spears him with the sword, and then he's getting led off, and he's just about to turn invisible. So he sprints out of the way, turns invisible, gets away, hooks up with his homies. Um, is difficult because he's not as used to being invisible as they are, and they do kind of catch him at various times. He's able to break free again. And that's sort of where we are in this story. I decided I would check in now because I think the next thing I'll probably do is just a review of all the books. And, I think I read a review saying, oh, this invisible thing just stretches credulity. But it's like, it's about as kind of wacky as most of the other stuff that John Carter gets. Um, and, yet again, this is another section where Lillian is somewhere off, somewhere else, being held for a fate worse than death. And she's super hottie, so everyone wants to bang her and, have her for themselves, kind of that sort of thing. So we don't get to see too much of Lilana, except for at the very, very beginning of this story. So, oh well, there's that. But we get lots of John Carter, which is probably why we're here for. John Carter, who, he's so noble. He's just like, oh, I hate taking advantage of women, but they keep on falling in love with me, and I need to take advantage of her this time because if it was just for myself, I wouldn't. But it's for my granddaughter, so I have to. Which is like kind of hilarious. And yet again, that thing of like, I'm immortal. I'm so old, I don't even know when I was first born. Kind of that sort of thing. It's a very odd thing. And then we have a little flash here of him kind of going, thinking about all the women in his life, of Tavia, of Deja Thoris, of Lana, somebody else in there. Sorry, lady. But just sort of thinking about them, it's got a little bit of a retrospective feel to it yet again. Just this little blip here of like, we're hurtling towards hurtling stuff, but there's still, it's just like another little, kind of like, hey, it's been a long, strange, crazy trip, hasn't it? Even for John Carter, it has. So yeah, that's where I'm leaving my check-in with Lana of Gthl, Barsoom novel number 10 by Edgar Rice Burroughs, and the very last complete work of the Barsoom series by Edgar Rice Burroughs. All right, more videos later.